either I talk to Lowry or I'm gonna blow down. Bye.
Neck fluorescent, I get my shit from Lexus. Crystal weapons, I don't need protection. Teach you a lesson, they praying like some peasants. From the western to the east, they feel my presence. Pull up faded, I ain't even gotta walk in. Already paid me, I ain't even need to clock in. Remember shorty didn't wanna say we talking. And now she stay up in my comments, think she stalking me. I'm back in my hometown, riding through like I'm the man now. I know the truth, ain't nothing changed except for the plan now. Shoot, a million ways, I'm making it shake. I'm cool like America now. Wait, don't fuck with America, shit is embarrassing. I'm finna leave one day. I'm back in my spaceship. I know that they wanted me basic, but see, I had to change it. My shit harder than all of the Masons. And they gotta face it, like blunts back in Andre basement. I'm back in this bitch and I'm taking what I deserve. Fuck chasing shit. Neck fluorescent, I get my shit from Lexus. Crystal weapons, I don't need protection. Teach you a lesson, they praying like some peasants. From the western to the east, they feel my presence. Neck fluorescent, I get my shit from Lexus. Crystal weapons, I don't need protection. Teach you a lesson, they praying like some peasants. From the western to the east, they feel my presence.
Pass me a lighter, bro.
Hey, what you smoking on, cuz? Hey, I don't need no stars on my roof. Rather see the moon than the cool straight. High when I ride spaceship, got the boost in the booth, getting loose. Pop gave me the juice. Sipping clean, got me shining like Celine. Triple beams, never been my type of dream. Somehow still serving up dope behind the scenes. Touching green, gotta pass it to the team. Watch out for the fiends. No, I don't know you niggas. Fuck up off my stage. Meditate for days, I'm in outer space. Still gon' catch a fade if you in my way. It's that wavy Dave, I don't fucking play, nah. Neck fluorescent, I get my shit from Lexus. Crystal weapons, I don't need protection. Teach you a lesson, they praying like some peasants. From the western to the east, they feel my presence. Neck fluorescent, I get my shit from Lexus. Crystal weapons, I don't need protection. Teach you a lesson, they praying like some peasants. From the western to the east, they feel my presence.
Y'all was good. You already know what it is. It's your boy DB, and I'm back in this thing. You know what I'm saying? We always go beyond the everyday bullshit that people be consuming on a day-to-day basis. But today's a little different, man. Shout out to Real Starz, my boy, Soul Group. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to make this breakdown video way earlier, but like if you haven't been watching like my main channel and stuff like that, they be on TV, on YouTube and shit like that, you would have no, you wouldn't know that my camera broke. You know what I'm saying? So I got two cameras. I got my cinema camera, right? This is like the big boy. So this is like for movies and shit like that. So it's like a real powerful camera, but like it's one of those cameras, like since it's like so powerful, it's like the battery runs down incredibly quickly. You know what I'm saying? Like the batteries that came with it act like they only run for about maybe 10, 15 minutes. And then the memory card, I don't even have the proper memory card for it. I got like, right now I just got like a, it's like a bigger SD card. But what I really need is like a terabyte. You know what I'm saying? These joints only be like a couple gigabytes, but that like it shoots 4K. So like, it's just way more data, so it needs a lot more space and stuff like that. So I need to buy the attachments to that. You know, so but that's not like a vlogging camera. And then the lens for it, the lens is like way too big to be just shooting everyday film. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is it right here. You see what I'm saying? Like this, it's way too big for an actual. It's way too big to shoot like, you know, like how vlog cameras be like shooting yourself, you know. And I could do the tripod thing, but it's just like, it's gonna be like, you know, 15 minutes. I'm not gonna be able to see if it's still shooting or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, just a whole lot of extra. Hold on real quick. But anyway, yeah. So, but anyway, we're not here about that. We're here to talk about Fluorescent, my current single. Shout out to OG Black Infinite, aka Mike Lowry. Yo, my dude gave me I mean, that beat, like I remember when I first heard it, that beat took me to a whole nother planet. Like I was like sometimes like I have many different styles. Like sometimes I like to be on some real hip hop shit, like where it's like, you know what I'm saying, like whether it's a sample or just like, you know, nice boom bap drums, you know what I'm saying. And then a lot of times, I like for the mixtape I made, Equinox, right? I like to switch it up with some more 808s and drums and stuff like that. You know, saying more of that, not necessarily trap style all the time, but yeah, I guess trap style. You know what I'm saying? Just something a lot more upbeat and a little more energetic. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes, like, I fuck with the hip hop shit, but sometimes, you know, like the vibe is cool, but sometimes I just like to spice things up. Like one of my biggest things, like when I'm making music, is like, you know, I knew, see, like when I was coming up and shit like that, and like, you know, and I went through my little Biggie and Tupac phase, right? It was like I had to like what I started to notice between those two artists was like Biggie was the king of the flow, and Pac was the king of the meaning and words. It was like Pac had poetry, Big had, and see now both of them do both. Like it ain't no thing where it's like, oh, this person's only doing this. But like, I mean, to be any level of great, you gotta blend like different things together to make some new shit. If that makes sense. Like if you just like how they say a conscious rapper, it's like you kind of get thrown to the side. Or if you just a trap rapper or you just make R&B, it's like, you know, the artist that's kind of on top, you know, or that get noticed like that, you know what I'm saying, to get put in that category where they're like, nah, this is one of the best to ever do it. Usually they're artists that in some way either introduced a whole new style or they blended things in a way that people had never seen before, you know what I'm saying? And so with Biggie, it was like Biggie was on that level, but he was more on the flow side. So like when you listen to Biggie's songs, it's like, yeah, he was saying shit, don't get me wrong, but like some of his lyrics were more punchline based or just like metaphor based, and you know, like raw shit like that he was saying. It was like, but it was tied together with the flow in a certain way that makes you kind of go like, whoa, wait, what? You know what I'm saying? And want to rewind that. While Pac had a lot of songs where he was just speaking truth. You know what I'm saying? It was like the whole song was like teaching you something. It was like either or well, you know, like both of them was great storytellers, but like Pac was more of that simple. I'm gonna give it to you raw and simple. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna feel the passion in my voice. Where Biggie was a lot more like, I don't want to say he was a lot more crafty with his style. You know what I'm saying? Like he was painting you a whole scene and shit like that. Pac was just getting you to the point and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so like I picked up on that. Like so, you know, I forgot what I was even talking about. I don't know why I talked about Biggie and Pac. Shit was just random. But I think I was just talking about hip hop. Yeah, styles and shit like that. So yeah, like I like to be on my hip hop shit, but I also like to just switch it up and be on some, you know, more upbeat trap style beats and stuff like that. So, you know, when I heard this, like this was in a perfect time because I really didn't know what I wanted to drop next. You know, I had a couple other beats from some soul group members and a couple other beats from other people, and I was just like, damn, I don't know what I want to jump on next because, you know, after Equinox, it was like I was trying to do the mixtape breakdowns for that mixtape, and when everything just started breaking, like, you know, when my camera was out of commission, and then my phone, like for the longest time, I have a real bad habit of having too much storage on my shit, and then like so like what happens is when I'm trying to do anything on my phone, so I was like, okay, I don't got that camera, but I could maybe use my phone, you know what I'm saying, just to film these, and then I couldn't use my phone because of the memory and stuff like that. Now I'm on my computer now, you know what I'm saying? Like, but you know, I'm getting all that shit squared away, you know, and then my phone ended up breaking. So, but this ain't about me, man. Like, I mean, it's about me, but you know, let's get back on point. So basically, so when I heard the beat, it was like, it was perfect. It was like, this is some new shit. This is some different. It gave me a different vibe, different inspiration. So I mean, the words pretty much came to me. Like, I knew I wanted to have something catchy on the hook. So when I was really sitting back and thinking of it, like I couldn't really think of a hook and stuff like that. But I was just sitting there, literally like just shaking my wrist because it was like I was like just trying to like get something. I was like, I was trying to feel the beat. You know, I do this thing called flow styling where I don't know it's like I might not have all the words together, but I just use the flow to kind of create the atmosphere for where the lyrics can go. So it's like basically like a freestyle, but more focused on the flow, not so much the words. And that shit helps me kind of just, it helps my creativity because it doesn't constrict it to one thing. And like for me, if when I'm listening to a beat, I don't commit to the beat unless I can come up with a good introductory line. Or like if I can think of like if I have a good line that kind of fits as a hook or something like that, that's also another thing. But like if I can't come in on some smooth shit and like the first thing cause like usually I know if I can write to a beat based upon the first line that I come up with. If the first line I come up with is weak or like it just doesn't work, then like I'm 9 times out of 10 I'm not gonna hop on the beat. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, it's very intuitive like that. Like for me, and then I also realized that about myself too. In general, it's like if I'm not absolutely in love with the beat, it's gonna take me. Not so much it's gonna take me a long time because like sometimes music just take a long time to write. Like sometimes inspiration just comes at different times. But like if I like when it comes to making an album or a project, if I don't absolutely love the beat, I cannot do it. You know what I'm saying? And that, like that's something I learned with the last projects I was making. I was just like something's not working, and it would stress me out and stuff like that, and not realize like, damn, I'm trying to force myself to rap to a beat that I'm not even fully in love with. And if I'm not in love with it, I'm not gonna make a song that really belongs on an album, which is like a body of work. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's just kind of how I be thinking with this. But when I heard, and then it was like the pull up faded, I ain't even gotta walk in. That was like the first line I came up with. It was just the way the beat had came in and stopped. I was like, oh shit. Like as soon as I came up with that line, I was like, yo, this is about to be crazy. You know what I'm saying? So pull up faded, I ain't even gotta walk in. Already paid me, I ain't even have to clock in. And like at that point it was like, and then at that point I was like, okay, that kind of shaped the whole vibration of the song. So I was like, all right, yeah, I'm talking my shit on this one. Like I'm talking my shit. Like fuck it. You know what I'm saying? So we going in. Remember, shorty didn't want to say we talking, and now she stay up in my comments, think she stalking me. I'm back in my hometown, riding through like I'm the man now. I know the truth, ain't nothing changed except for the plan now. And so like when I said that, like basically, so off the bat, the vibe of the song was like braggadocious kind of. You know what I'm saying? Braggadocious. So I knew it was and then like it kind of I already had the word fluorescent in my mind. You know what I'm saying? It was like after that part, it was like, okay, so I'm shining. I'm expressing myself like that, like outward. Like I was like, so, but I like me, I like I take keeping it real. Like I like to stay authentic to myself. Like so that's another reason why I'm very particular on the trap beats that I jump on because I didn't grow up in the trap. You know what I'm saying? Like I was more trap adjacent. Like you know what I'm saying? It was like I had to be in certain areas with certain people just because I knew them, and like a lot of situations I ended up in just by association or from long distance. So like I either was, like even in my experiences in the city, those were like summers. So like I was so majority of my life was back home where it was, pretty quiet, pretty dormant. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of time to like think and just analyze life. But then when I would hit the summertime and I started working in the actual city, because like I was a city worker. I was like in the parks department. So it was like I was technically in the streets with people. Like, I would see different people, meet different people on the boardwalk. I was working at Coney Island, and like I learned different experiences like that. And then of course like certain areas, you know what I'm saying? I was never in no real danger, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, there's a couple times where things got a little shaky, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it was like for the most part, like I was gifted with the experience of not actually having to go through that, but seeing other people and other examples of things that maybe, I don't know, in a lot of ways did resonate with me. Like I do understand a lot. Like for a person that wasn't straight up just always in the streets, I have a lot of street smarts. I see a lot of shit. I've met a lot of people who embody that lifestyle. So I picked up on certain energies and stuff like that. So I'm like, on some level, like either I'm coming from this, even my parents, they always just had the mindset of getting the hell out of where they was. And so that's the whole reason why we're even here now. But like a lot of that shit, I see it and I'm like, damn, like I understand it on a different level. Like, so, but you know, overall, I'm just very conscious of like how I'm approaching trap beats. That's why like, you know, when it comes to hip hop shit, it's more poetry for me. You know what I'm saying? But when it's a trap beat, it's still poetic, but I have to be a little more, you know, because it's easy to jump on a trap beat and just start talking about the basic shit like money, you know what I'm saying, like women and cars and all the flaunty shit. But I like no matter what I make, I gotta keep it authentic and I gotta add some kind of like higher meaning behind it. Like I gotta add some kind of meaning and reasoning, even if it is a song about pleasures or something like that, and or about just having fun. Because I make those too, like dance tracks and you know what I'm saying, tracks you can groove to. But I just like I said, I gotta keep it authentic. I gotta make sure the lines is clear as far as how like you know what I'm saying. I don't know. That's just me personally. So you know. Remember, Shorty didn't want to say we talking, and now she stay up in my comments. And she start, yeah, I'm back in my hometown, riding through like I'm the man now. So in that line, it's like, you know, it's still that confidence, but like in the next line, I'm like, I know the truth, ain't nothing changed except for the plan now. So that's like me balancing that feeling, that internal feeling like of confidence, but still be like, I know the truth though. Like, you know, the truth is I still ain't shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just a regular mother, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just, you know what I'm saying? It's basically me taking that overly braggadocious and bringing it back. You know, that overconfidence is like, yeah, I feel that way, but at the same time, I'm gonna make sure that I don't get lost in that image of how I want to be seen or how I think other people see me. You know what I'm saying? This is like, nah. I know the truth. Ain't nothing changed, but except for the plan now. And the plan being like, you know, how I was earlier, younger years when I was in that area, but now coming through, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like every time you come to your hometown, it's like, it's easy to like kind of feel like you better than them because you've seen more, you felt like you left and shit like that. But I try not to approach life in a way where I'm looking down on others. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's very easy, especially with my energies. Like, it's very easy to get kind of like lean towards that God complex and shit. But I always make sure I'll keep myself in check so that I don't overstep or I don't do certain things that like put me in a position where it's like, you know, because like I'll bring y'all in on a little something. It's like, so my sun sign, right, as far as constellations goes, it's on the fixed star Markab, which is on the wing of Pegasus. And so if you know the story of Pegasus, you know it's a story of you know, riding too close to the sun, fall, you know what I'm saying, and then the fall from that, you know what I'm saying, and like, but you know, Pegasus still made it through, but it was just like whatever was on top of Pegasus fell off, you know what I'm saying, and that represents like the ego kind of going for more than it can hold, you know what I'm saying, the ego going too far, and then instead of like, it's like the ego into ashes because it got too close to the sun. So it's like burning that shit up. That shit burns and just kind of dissipates, you know what I'm saying? So like a lot of those themes, like, you know, I make sure that I put a lot of those themes in my music, but I also make sure that in my own life, like how I correlate my actions, because it's my son. So how I correlate my actions, because I'm 23 degrees Pisces. And so like when I'm acting and when I'm putting out when I'm expressing myself and things of that nature, I always like, even in my chart, I've seen certain things that just kind of keep me in check in that aspect, you know, where it's like, hold on, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't go too far. You know, you meant to shine, you meant to fly high, but don't fly too high. Don't lose touch with the ground, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just some deep shit within me. So, you know, that's really packed into that line, you know what I'm saying? A million ways I'm making it shake. I'm cool like America now. Wait, now, cool, I think it's called Cool America, right? They made the song Make Some Shake. And so that was like, I'm cool like America now. Wait, don't fuck with America. Shit is embarrassing. I'm finna leave one day. So that's like kind of like a double entendre where it's like, I'm talking about Cool America, the group, you know what I'm saying, that makes some shake. Because, you know, I'm making it shake. You know, a million ways I'm making it shake. I'm if you know me, you know, like, I'm like a creative powerhouse. I be doing 10 different things. You know, I do graphic design. I do, you know, film. I'm doing music. I love to be in a creative space and I love to express myself. And, you know, 2020 really helped me unlock that last layer that was holding me back. And now it's just like I'm making it shake these days, you know what I'm saying? So, but I had to clear that up. I was like, nah, I don't fuck with America. America be on some wild shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all know, you know what I'm saying? So, shit is embarrassing. I'm finna leave one day, and then it's like jumping into that next line. I'm back in my spaceship. I know that they wanted me basic, but I had to change it. My shit harder than all of the Masons. So that's like saying, like, people, like, especially family members and things of that nature, like, it's like these people care for you, but a lot of times people's version of caring for you is for you to temper yourself down so that you can comply with what that person feels comfortable with. So like your mother, like, you know what I'm saying? And like this ain't a bad or good thing, but you can see how it can hinder your own individuality. Like, for instance, a mother doesn't want their child just wilding out in the streets. So, it's like they like, why couldn't you just be a good kid who stays in the house and always does what I need them to do and doesn't take risks that make me uncomfortable? You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to, you as an individual, like, you should know by now, like, sometimes you just gotta take chances in life. Like, and even though people around you care for you, you gotta be able to be strong enough to go past those restrictions and experience life for yourself. Otherwise, you just gonna build a lot of resentment, and you're not gonna be able to fulfill your own purpose and learn the things that you're supposed to know in this lifetime. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times that shit becomes a rock and a hard place situation with a lot of people, because it's like, these be people you care about, but they don't even know that they play out that very that the only way, like, I don't want to call them demons, but it's like demonic energy where they be low key trying to redirect you, and it's like, nah, not like you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just gotta go for what you know is right, and then prove to them, be the example for them to be like, oh, that's actually a viable option for doing what I see you doing. You know what I'm saying? That actually works. You know what I'm saying? Because people want to just cling on to what they feel comfortable and seeing examples and representations of working in real life. But a lot of times, like, we are creators. We're here to do different shit. We're here to expand and experiment with our experiences. You know what I'm saying? With our spirit. We're here to try different things and, like, but always trying things that come from an authentic place. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get the best results out of whatever you're trying to experiment with. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be wild, but you can. Some people gotta lose. A lot of times you gotta lose yourself to find yourself. So it's kind of like that too. You know what I'm saying? But I had to change it. My shit harder than all of the Masons. So like all these Masonic rituals that be going on, it's like I see that shit and I see past that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just kind of me talking about like how because when it comes to Masonic shit, it's a lot of shit that's based in tradition. It's in tradition for a reason, and it's like tradition kind of plays out like a ritual and spell. You do enough things enough times in enough way, like it's like a ritual to celebrate a holiday all the time, because what you're doing is like every time the sun is back in that area, aka on that day, you celebrate that space or that whatever you created in that day. You know what I'm saying? So all these things that we end up doing are like play out as rituals and shit like that, because it's just like that's kind of the meaning of a ritual. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it builds up energy, and see, Masons use this to control certain things in the world and stuff like that. But I just be like, nah, my shit harder than all of that. So I don't fall suit. I don't follow suit with a lot of traditional, whether it be holidays and things of that nature, or just ways of life that they feel as though is productive and good and strong or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Powerful. And it's like, nah, I'd rather create my own way of living and correlate my life in the way that works for me and build my energy like that. You know what I'm saying? Why can't I build my energy? My shit harder than y'all shit. You know what I'm saying? That's just be how I feel about it, And so as you can see, that's like, so like this whole song is basically that dance between that braggadocious, but also keeping it just contained and stuff like that, but still having that inner fire, but like keeping the lines clear. You know what I'm saying? Not crossing the lines too much. Not, if you get what I'm saying. And they gotta face it, like Blunt's back in Andre basement. And, shout out to my boy Andre, like, when I was, first, young Dave, you know what I'm saying? Like, my homie Andre, his house was the spot, you know what I'm saying? His like, he just had a vibe at his crib. And so like, you know, when we was, you know, sneaking around, smoking and shit like that, that's the, you know, that was one of the spots, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So they gotta face it, you know what I'm saying? Like facing a blunt. And facing, if you don't know what that means, like that's just like you smoking a whole blunt by yourself. That's all it means. And I'm back in this bitch and I'm taking what I deserve, fuck chasing shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's just that's like the stamp on that verse. Just the whole point is just like I'm back in this shit and I'm taking what I deserve. I'm taking my power back and I'm not chasing for nothing. I create what I need. I attract what I want. You know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing I want and need that's external. I got it all. You know what I'm saying? And then go right back into the hook. Neck Fluorescent. I get my shit from Lexus. Shout out to the plug, Lex Crystal Diamonds. Lex Q Designs on IG. If you don't know, please go shop, man. Cause like basically with crystals and gems, you know what I'm saying? Like basically you gotta look at life like everything is a tool. So, you know, the reason people use crystals and gems is because the colors that they have and the properties of the material, like they hold energy. And so like if you really into the shit, you know that by wearing certain things and carrying certain things around you, right? And that it doesn't just have to be these. Like the crystals and gems just happen to be very, you know, I mean, look at these, man. Like she made these. Like, look how that shit shine. Like, it's shit just beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate the craftsmanship. I appreciate the feel of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I be wearing these pretty much almost every day, and it's almost like you don't even know it's on you. You know, like I fuck with the style. You know what I'm saying? And so, but you know, aside from the style and shit like that, when you can correlate the colors with the transits and the, you know, you start to get deep because, you know, like I said before, everything is tools. And then when it comes to life, everything is about alignment. You know what I'm saying? Like positioning. You know, so you know, that's why like math is important, but not in the way they told you it's important. Because a lot of times, I was one of those kids in math class. Like I didn't fuck with math. My shit was language arts and fucking arts and crafts, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, other than that, like I didn't really, you know, I was okay with math, but you know, and my dad worked with computers. But when it came to like just, you know, so everything is about alignment and positioning, you know, in a lot of ways timing, you know what I'm saying? But so what it is like if you start when you start coordinating certain crystals and gems that already hold certain properties, they're made with certain materials that got certain things in them that it's like these things represent different energies that you can harness, but from a metaphysical sense. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people don't really get the crystals and gems thing. You know what I'm saying? They don't really understand how deep it can go and how like you can actually utilize these things to help you manifest, to create protection around yourself, to clear out blockages, whether, you know, in certain chakras. Like for instance, if you having problems with creativity, that means your root chakra is something going on there and there's a blockage there. Holding a certain crystals and gems and just meditating with it or just carrying it with you can help that energy flow better. You know what I'm saying? And people start to feel like this shit is spooky, but I mean, it's real shit, you know. But to each his own. You know what I'm saying? These things are all tools. So if you don't want to use that tool doesn't have any worth in your eyes, then you just gonna, you know, do it yourself. You know, like we do these things already, but you know, these things, crystals and gems and all kinds of different, you know, when you start creating different shortcuts and different ways of harnessing and trapping energies and shit like that, you just become more potent as a spirit and you have more tools to your arsenal. And that's the whole theme of like the hook, where it's like neck fluorescent. I get my shit from crystal weapons. I don't need protection. You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost like I've been using these gems and I've harnessed so much energy and you know what I'm saying, to the point where I don't even feel like I need protection. Other motherfuckers need protection from me when I come around. They're gonna have to move and according to my energy. You know what I'm saying? And that's that like the tone of this song. It's just that confidence. Like, nah, like neck fluorescent. When I walk in the building, I'm the first light that they see. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm the brightest and first light that they gonna see. Like, boom, you know what I'm saying? The fluorescent, like the meaning, I put it in the song description. It's just like the emittance of light and shit like that. Like, so it's just like, you know, and that's the emittance of light. Spiritually is just you expressing your individuality and things of that nature. And not like me, I'm I'm an advocate for individuality, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I understand the need for connection, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so, yeah, so let's keep on going. Yeah, so, crystal weapons. I don't need protection. Not this time. Nah, this time, I'm the one, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the one coming in there and directing energy and shit like that, And then, yeah, let's go into the next verse. So I do the little interlude thing, the little smoke shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and basically, it's just kind of taking the song up a notch, you know what I'm saying? Because there was like a little blank space, and, like, I understand, like, at that point, because I didn't even really notice that gap, but then when I got to it, I was like, something else needs to go here. Something to tell people that I'm taking it up a notch. You know what I'm saying? So it was like a perfect little gap. And I was like, you got a lighter, bro? You know what I'm saying? The little smoke thing. It was like, you know what I'm saying? And then like, I like, this was like my favorite part of the song is like this little part right here. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, I don't need no stars in my roof. Rather see the moon through the coupe. Stay high when I ride spaceship. Got the boost in the booth getting loose. Pac gave me the juice. And like I just love it because it was just like the way I was able to come in. Because the beat, like, shout out to bruh again, bruh. OG like Infinite on IG, bruh. Look, that nigga nasty. Because the way I was able to just slide in, it was perfect. It was like, I don't need no stars on my roof. Hey, rather see the moon through the coupe, stay high when I ride spaceship. Kind of, so I really feel like Wavy Dave and that shit. It was just like I came in and I was able to, and like that's the thing for me. Like when it comes to instrumentals, I love when I have space. Like a lot of like when I was like my whole thing with it is like if a beat doesn't have a lot of space in it, like. I feel like there's kind of two types of rappers, right? There's rappers who are more technical, so they rhyme in a very technical way. You know what I'm saying? Like almost like if you're thinking of like a drum, right? It's like their flow style is in the percussion of like, you know what I'm saying? Or if they're doing a pattern, it's like, hopefully y'all heard that. Tap, 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 tap. Or tap, 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 like the hi-hat. But then there's other rappers who rhyme on they rhyme on other drums. There's rappers who ride on the snare, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that, like, if you listen to, I think it's like Slick Rick, you know what I'm saying? It's like boom, boom, ka, 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 ka. And so he rhymes more of like a like it's hard to explain it, but if you into music like that, you hopefully you know what I'm talking about. But it's like he rhymes on the like the dun 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 dun. I think that's what it was, like a Christmas story or something like that. I forgot the name, or a Slick Rick story. I forgot the name, bro. But it's like it's just like he raps on the and it's almost like his rhyme always lands on the you know what I'm saying? But then there's rappers like Drake who kind of either rap on the melody. And see, that's where I like to be too. I like to be in between the bar. So it's like almost like I want to say like on the bass. Cause it's like, or it's either the bass or the melody. So it's like some songs just kind of like play out sound like, I don't know if I have an example, but like, I mean, any Drake song, it's like, well, let me see. I really, man, my phone ain't even working right now. But if you listen to a Drake song, you already know. It's like, if you listen to, Successful. Is that a good example? Yeah. Or like anything on So Far Gone, like his mixtape So Far Gone. It's like you'll notice even the songs he does now. You'll notice he doesn't necessarily rap on like the drum. Like he'll rap in like certain pockets. It's like he creates pockets within the shit. Like it's very hard to explain. I wish I had a better example, but like you know what I'm saying. This ain't about Drizzy. This is about Dave B, bro. This is about Wavy Dave. You know what I'm saying. So we're gonna keep it on point. So and then so Stay high when I ride, spaceship got the boost. In the booth getting loose. Pac gave me the juice. So shout out to Pac. If you haven't seen the movie Juice, it's like, it's a hood movie. It's a culture classic. You know what I'm saying? Um, not the best movie. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, you know what I'm saying. But it's a decent movie. Like, it's a solid movie, and it's cool to see Tupac, in action and shit like that. Even though he's a dickhead in the movie, man. Like, this nigga wildin'. But you know what I'm saying? It's an interesting movie. Um, and then, the next line, sipping clean, got me shining like Celine. Like Celine. Triple beams, never been my type of dream. Somehow I'm still serving up dope behind the scene. Touching green, gotta pass it to the team. Watch out for the fiends, no. And so basically that's just saying, like, so I got the juice. That's a play on that next line. It's saying sipping clean, got me shining like Celine. So Celine Dion, or just Celine sounds like Celeste or celestial. So it's like the word Celine to me is just like it shines. Like, I don't know why, but like when I say Celine and hear it, it sounds like a diamond. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Celine Dion. She took that energy to a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? Because her whole vibe of carrying herself was like that, like a precious diamond. You know what I'm saying? And that was like her aura type shit. So she captured that energy in that name. Triple beams, never been my type of dream. That's like exactly what I was saying earlier about me being kind of like in the streets adjacent, like where it's like, you know what I'm saying? I never had a dream to sell dope. I never even had to sell dope. You know what I'm saying? So like, in a lot of ways I was saved from that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to experience that and go through the trials and tribulations of people who do have to move drugs just to make a living. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the local dealers. You know what I'm saying? Not the crack dealers, the weed dealers. Saying PSA, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the dealers. But somehow still serving up dope behind the scene, touching green, gotta pass it to the team, watch out for the fiends. And so like, serving dope, that's like the creativity. So when I'm in my bag and I'm in my lab, that's what I'm cooking. I'm cooking up dope behind the scenes. And so touching green, so that's like receiving green, green could be money, but it also could just be that green chakra. That color itself represents, forms of stability, forms of security. It's like the heart chakra energy. So, love and appreciation in a sense, you know what I'm saying? So all of these things, I'm touching that shit. I'm receiving that from offering my shit, touching green, got to pass it to the team. So like all the love I feel just naturally and shit like that, or that I attract, it's like, I'm the type of individual when I receive a lot of positive, when I have a thing where like when I get on IG, I don't mean to be on IG for that long, and I don't mean to be like, it's almost like I can't help but share other people's shit just because it's like I really dead ass be appreciating y'all work. Like I be appreciating it, and it's like the only like I just know the feeling of like support. It's like that's like my way of supporting that. It's like I don't know how to explain it, but that's just how I be seeing it. I be like, I have to share this shit because it's just like when I see some dope ass shit, it's just like nah, and I gotta show y'all, like I gotta show whoever's looking at my shit this shit because I don't know. I love the exchange of positivity in that manner. Like I feel like that's really the whole purpose of community, and that's when community becomes something way more than just a group of people who share and resonate together. It becomes a movement. It becomes like a kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Because everyone is exchanging wealth, and that wealth is like positivity, energy, and support. Like, you know how hard it is to get your shit rocking on your own. But when you have about 10 people, it could be 2 people, but 2, 10, 100, 1,000 people who just are willing to just be like, acknowledge the fact that, hey, that was dope. I'm going to also share this too. It's like, what we do is we create our own ecosystem and our own algorithm to where we start attracting things, and then we become our own vibration. You know what I'm saying? And that's really what a soul group is. It's just like you find your community, you know what I'm saying? And it grows and expands. You connect to other people, and it's like it doesn't matter where you are or what you do. As long as you being your individual self, you add a whole new spark and aspect and angle to what was already building in a precious diamond itself. So like that whole energy in and of itself, that exchange, honestly is what builds wealth and communities. Like before I was heavy into spirituality, like before I was subconscious and I was just into like the conscious shit. I was into conscious shit because I was trying to learn about community building and shit like that. Because, of course, if we are talking about, the black community, for instance, it's like, as a spirit, I was like, man, I want to help. You know what I'm saying? I want to help. I want to, you know what I'm saying? And then, so that's the first thing I was learning about was like, learning basically some of the things that the conscious community was talking about. And then like, after, like I was able to cipher through the bullshit. And then I found kind of the elements that I was actually looking for. And then by that time, I was developing myself and being more subconscious than conscious. But one of those big points was community building and how it works. And I've always been interested in I guess humanitarian shit in that aspect. That's why like what I'm building right now is like a media company where it's like I love the communication and the exchange. And like when we talk about the epicenter of a community, it's all about the education and what's broadcasted and like it's like programming. You know what I'm saying? All media is like programming. In a lot of ways, media runs the minds of the people. And so like I mean you see this with the news where, if you watch the news like and you don't get lost in it, you realize how like, basically they put you in that vibration of chaos and havoc going on all around. And you know what I'm saying, they kind of like rock you to sleep in a lot of ways, get you to worry about a bunch of shit, but then throw in some like extracurricular entertainment things that kind of don't really, you know what I'm saying, just kind of gossip, you know what I'm saying. But when I seen a media company, I'm like, nah, the purpose of a media company or what I see as media should be, sharing positive news to get people in a good vibration or to just bring awareness to certain things going on in the community. And it should be supporting its local stars. You know what I'm saying? It should be supporting and promoting and like I was talking about that exchange. You know what I'm saying? It should be an epicenter there where anybody who comes across that shit, the programming will tell you all about that community and what that community is about and the principles. You know what I'm saying? Like in the energetic vibration. And I'm going off on a tangent, bro. I hope this shit ain't too long. It's already 43 minutes. I don't know how long bro wants me to make this shit. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so I had to go on that little tangent. But like, so touching green, gotta pass it to the team. Watch out for the fiends. And fiends are like, so these are people, what a drug fiend is. These are people addicted to a certain, but people can become addicted to your energy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, like, if you shine bright enough around a bunch of people who don't have any inspiration in their own life, they'll start to look at you as a representation of something that they desire. And, when we start talking about desires, this is where man and women get in trouble. Because, humans, that's the thing. We're here because of desires. And when we get lost into the desires, we want to do extreme things to get those things. You know what I'm saying? And this is how a human becomes a demon. Like, because you're into a desire and you already here, you know what I'm saying, and because of a desire. But to continue that process, to get even more lost into it, it's like you don't even get the grace of, because if as just a regular human, you just here because you follow the desire. But then it's like you have the opportunity throughout your lifetime to detach from certain desires and resonate with the things that actually your spirit's supposed to be focused on. But when you get lost in those desires further, you just walk in further into your hell. You know what I'm saying? This world is already hellistic in that way, But if you get tempted and you walk down that path, then there's no sympathy in that area. You walk there. That was your choice. You know what I'm saying? So, watch out for the fiends. These are just like energy vampires, people who come around who just want your energy, just want to drain your energy. They interested in your energy, or they, and they start creating all kinds of tactics to distract you and take what you got, things of that nature, and prey on you and stuff like that. Predator energy, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So watch out for the fiends. No, I don't know you niggas. Get the fuck up off my stage. You know what I'm saying? And that's just like, nah, I'm not playing with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, period. And that's kind of like goes with the aggressions of being like, no, crystal weapons. I don't need protection. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not hiding from shit. I'm not getting these crystals just because I feel like I need protection. I'm getting these because I know that we are in a spiritual war right now, and I'm ready to go. Like, it's on sight. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that, like, meditate for days. I'm in outer space mentally. You know what I'm saying? Mentally, I'm way out of this place, and then still gonna catch a fade if you in my way. So that's that, adding on to that whole theme. You know what I'm saying? This that wavy Dave. I don't fucking play. Snap the fingers in the jazz club. You know what I'm saying? So I just the icing on the cake, and I love when I can end the verse on like a statement. You know what I'm saying? I like ending my verses on a statement. Like, this is what it is, packaged nicely, and then to the bridge. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it ends out with the hook and stuff like that, and yeah, you know what I'm saying? Then you have it. You know, important as well. Like, so like, and then like just a bit of my recording process. So like how I did it was, so after I laid the main verse down, it was like I liked what I did, but it was like, to me, it was I needed more to it. Like, a lot of times, like I'm still learning how to get my shit, cause like when I hear music, like the music you hear on the radio and shit like that, that quality and shit like that, I know they got like different, way more expensive equipment and all that shit. But like, when you get to a certain point, you realize none of that shit really matters. If you have a solid mic that can, in a nice space, you can do a lot with it and make it sound, you know what I'm saying, to where it's like, damn, he didn't even need the $1 million studio. So when I get offered $1 million studio, you already know it's a rap. You know what I'm saying? You already know it's a rap. But real shit, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, real shit, if you on your path, man, and you an artist and shit like that, like, you should take pride in this kind of shit. Because this right here, this kind of shit, it's just like a different kind of muscle memory. This is that grind. Like, when you learn how to make magic in, like, I mean, look at this place, bro. Like, I mean, not to shit on this place, and this ain't even like my main room. Like this is somebody moved out of this room, so I lucked up and I got this extra room. But like, you know what I'm saying? I'm recording with a mattress, bro. Like, for sound, you feel me? Like, and the fact that I can get in here and like you can make magic in this kind of space, that's like the craziest amount. Like, that's some super esoteric energy that, like, if you have the right mentality and emotion, you create emotions that, like, nah, it's the hardest shit ever. Like, you know what I'm saying? You really double down on that kind of energy when you creating this shit like that in this kind of space. It's only a matter of time before this shit, this turns into a $1 million microphone. This shit turned into the best soundproof box booth, you know, that people have ever heard before. And like, it's like, when I step into this motherfucking mattress, that's what I imagine myself in. Like a $1 million booth, sound recording things. And watch it manifest. Y'all gonna see it firsthand. You know what I'm saying? And the collaborations, you already know I get excited. You know what I'm saying? I get excited talking about this shit. But like, real shit. So, but anyway, like, you know, so when I'm making music and shit like that, I like to make sure that my volume is loud enough, because that's one of the most important things. It's like, you know, or one of the, I won't say this the first thing you notice the difference is, but like even the nicest recording, it's still a lot of times to be a volume issue with, you know, your song versus the songs that be on the radio. And so, like, you know, I was experimenting with a bunch of different shit. I ended up having to just boost the gain a little bit, but like I also added, that's why I added the lower voice and the higher voice, because like basically, like, I was like, when I was making it, I was like I laid the first down cool, and I was like, yeah, okay, but it needs something. It was like, and I know my voice too. It's like when you're making music, you start to learn your voice, and then you learn how you can do other things to kind of make up for certain things that you may not like or that you want to just emulate, like what you want to create. So I know my voice can sit a little high on the mix, but like, so I wanted something that can like equalize it and bring it down and shit like that. So it's like I did the lower voice, but then I spreaded it out so that it feels like almost like y'all in my head. Like I don't know, like I know that sounds weird, but it's like it's almost like I want it to sound like we're hearing this from inside my head. Like, weird, I know to explain, but like that's really my thought process when I was mixing it. So I spread it out, the vocals on the low end, and then the high end was just to add that you know what I'm saying, a little something on the top, you know what I'm saying, that little cinnamon sugar and shit like that. Like, it's just something to, so that when I did go into that, especially that second verse, it kind of added a little bit of intensity. Looking back though, and I might, I don't know if I'll remaster it because like I don't think it needs to be remastered necessarily. But like if I did have to go back, I probably would have maybe boosted the high end vocal a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just because I'm like I love that shit. I love the way it comes in and like even as loud as it is now, I'll be wanting it louder. But I'll probably want it too loud. You know what I'm saying? That shit probably perfect. I'm just tripping. You know what I'm saying? That's my South Node shit. My South Node 6 house. So I be trying to be a perfectionist. But you know, yeah, man. I love this song, man. I appreciate everybody involved. You know, Lex Crystal Goddess for giving me the inspiration, and my boy OG Black Infinite for giving me the soundscape. You know what I'm saying? This shit was magic for real. Like I didn't even my part I felt like was small. Like I just did what I did. Like you know what I'm saying? I just said a bunch of shit. Like whew, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to y'all for real. The end of it, yeah. At the end of it, I was just kind of talking my shit. Like I've always dreamed of talking my shit in the booth. You know what I'm saying? Like when the song over and shit, with the beat still playing, and that's another thing too. Like I didn't even know that the end of the beat sounded like that because I didn't make it that far. I've been writing, and like sometimes when I'm writing, I don't have the patience to just listen to the whole song. I'll be like, no, I gotta like write as I'm going. So I write, and when I got to that last part, like literally I had finished the verse, and I was just like about to lay down, and then all of a sudden I heard the ding, 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 and I was like, oh shit. That's why I like it. Kind of sounded like I stuttered a little bit. Like I was like, damn, shit just keep getting better and better. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, I got a little, yeah. So I just ended it out. You know what I'm saying? I ended it out just kind of talking about soul group, things of that nature, because I'm loving y'all vibe, man. I love the beats y'all send me, the features y'all send me, man, and all that shit. Like, so, you know, and music is like just my first love. Like, so, you know, this is just my favorite thing, man. This is my favorite shit to do. Esoteric hit, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, thank y'all for having me and shit like that on this platform. I wish I got something special for the next one. Cause best believe I'm gonna be back with a whole nother breakdown. Cause I love doing these, man. I love tapping into just kind of just showing y'all how my mind works when I'm in my lab and shit like that. And yeah, this shit was fun, man. So much love, y'all. Y'all can listen to that song on SoundCloud, and it will soon be on all streaming platforms. I'm still in between because, like, I don't like how Spotify and Apple Music treat their artists, you know what I'm saying, giving them less than pennies for their work and shit like that. That's not right, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm kind of in between on that, and until, what I'm really waiting on is for Soul Group to come together, get the, so we can get our own streaming platform, and we ain't got to go through these goofs, you know what I'm saying, these goofballs. But, I know the people, a lot of people be on Apple Music and Spotify. So just for y'all, I think I am just gonna put a lot of my songs that I dropped this year on that platform and just do something where I, drop a few songs and put them on the streaming platforms, every now and then. But you can watch, you can listen to the song, you can stream it, download it on SoundCloud, or you can head over to YouTube and listen to it over there. My YouTube is Dave Beyond TV, IG Dave Beyond TV. Yeah, and then my website. Go check out my website, www.davebeyond.com. And there I got a few different things. I got shows. So the shows right now, I'm gonna have a lot more like narrative shows, like like actual sitcoms and like web series. I'm in the process of that now. But for now, I got the part of the mixtape breakdowns there as well. So I got the for the Equinox mixtape, the first 2 tracks. I did the breakdowns. I'm still editing the third, and I gotta film the last couple. But now that I got a new way to kind of do these, I like this setup a little bit. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do them through this. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, much love, and I'll catch y'all. Shout out to Real Starz. Shout out to my boy, Lil J XE. You know what I'm saying? Like shout out to you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I love what you're doing out there, man. I love your videos. And yeah, everyone have a good day. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.